Hi, it's Maisha, and this is the sixth and final installment of Rating 2021 Mystery Thriller Releases. The first book we're going to talk about is The Siren. It's about this film crew that's recording on this island, and there's this storm coming in. And the director is kind of disregarding the storm and like kind of plowing through. And the characters we follow are the director's ex-wife who was treated horribly by the director, and this girl, young actress who is trying to make it in the industry. And we also follow this other girl who is the assistant to the actress, and she is hiding some secrets. It was really fun. It was really slow too, though. It is a it has a mystery. It has a few mysteries actually. It's definitely not a mystery. Also, the main focus is not the mystery. The main focus could be the lives of the characters we're following, because I really enjoyed following most of the characters that we do. Like at first you'd be like, why are we getting this POV? But then like as the ending kinda nears and you kind of start to realize why those POVs are in it. I really enjoyed it. I would give it a 4.5 stars, but I can also see why people would not enjoy it. I was listening to it on a road trip to London, Ontario, and we were like making our way back from London, and then we decided to stop at Western University because we wanted to see the campus and compare it to ours. We liked our campus better. Then on the way, we went to Waterloo, University of Waterloo, and we really loved that campus. And we all regretted not going there because the three of us on that road trip had all got into Waterloo and chose not to go there, which is a choice that I regret sometimes. Anyway, so like my friends were like, "Why are you not talking?" And it's like, "Oh, hold on, I'm at a really good point in this book I'm listening to." So yeah, I ditched my friends for this book, so it can tell you. So if that tells you that this was good. Anyway, the point of this story was that this was really good, and I ditched my friends for this story. The next book is Deadly Summer Nights. It's about this girl who works at this hotel, and there's a murder. The main girl has to investigate it. It's a cozy mystery. It was meh, kind of. Cozy mysteries are not my thing. Okay, so like I read a few books that made me think that cozy mysteries could be my thing. But as I read more and more cozy mysteries, I realize that it's if I like a cozy mystery, it's the exception to the rule and not the rule. 2.5 stars. But if you're into cozy mysteries, maybe try this. Fan Club. It's about this girl who meets this girl at work who is also a fan of this singer. So it's kind of like a cult. Like they call Swifties a cult. I'm kind of scared to call myself a Swiftie because Taylor Swift fans kind of come for me when I call myself a Swiftie. Because I don't really know much about her personal life, but I love her songs. Her songs are my life. I listen to them every day. When Red came out, I lost my mind and I was unproductive for like 2 weeks. All Too Well destroyed me. And like there is news that 1989 is coming, and I'm gonna be unproductive for a month because 1989 is my favorite album by her. And when she drops those from the Vault collection, I'm going to lose my mind. Anyway, the point of it was that I understand being a fangirl. So the main character, like she broke up with her boyfriend recently, and then she heard the song on the radio or in a club. Actually, now that I think about it, and she fell in love, and so she joins this club who calls themselves the Ivies, and they have like tattoos of Ivies for the main girl. And as she gets deeper into the group, she realizes that the group might be more intense fans than she realized. I enjoyed it. 3 stars. The Missing Hours. It's about this girl who has a memory gap and she cannot remember what happened. But she thinks that she has been violated, and so she is trying to figure out what happened during the hours that she can't remember. And we also follow her sister's point of view, and her sister is trying to find the main girl because she has been missing uh, for a few days at that point after the event happened. I really enjoyed it. This was pretty short, quick, but it was much darker than I was expecting. 3 stars, I guess. I don't really have much to say, honestly. Okay, Every Last Secret. It's about this woman whose husband has this new coworker, and she feels like the coworker has sinister motives. And you also get the point of view of the coworker who is indeed trying to get her husband. And it's a domestic thriller. Things go wrong, accidents happen, but are they really accidents? Fun, fast paced. 3.5 to 4. Maybe 3.75. A Good Day for Chardonnay. It's about this sheriff in this small town who's trying to find out who kidnapped her years ago. And you also get her daughter's point of view, and you see what the daughter is up to. Like the story in this book is pretty hard to explain without the first book in the series. But but even though like it's following different crimes, it's following the same characters. So you definitely have to read book one to read book two. It's not one of those like standalone companion novel type detective stories. It's like a series. Anyway, so there's this woman in town who sends cupcakes to the police station every time a crime is going to happen. So she starts diving into the people who basically controls this system. Like this is making no sense. Like I realize the things coming out of my mouth is making no sense. But it would make sense if you read the first book. The first book, I'll tell you what the first book is about. So the main character moves to this small town when she realizes that her parents kind of finagled her their way into making her the sheriff of the town. She still doesn't know how she won the election even though she never ran. And the main character, when she was 17, was kidnapped, but she was also rescued. Okay, she also has this daughter who is really fun and quirky, and her daughter's friend goes missing, and that is the case that this book is centered around. And you find out what happened to her daughter's friend because the kidnapping resembles her own kidnapping. And while solving that case, she finds out new clues about her own kidnapping. It was really fun. 4.5 stars. Like the first book is also a 4.5, I would say. I cannot wait for the next book in the series. The next book is Friends Like These. It's about these two people who were killed in a car accident, but you don't know who died because the face was really mangled. And there are a few friends who are missing, and then everyone in the friend group is a suspect. Also, something happened years ago that they're trying to hide. You also follow the point of view of this detective who's solving the case. Okay, some of the things, the ending, too convenient. A lot of the plot points, way too convenient. Some of the reasons and motivations, way too convenient. 2 stars because none of this was real. None of this felt real. This was like a convenient way to merge two cases that don't make sense to merge. The guilt trip. For some reason, I had a way different understanding of what the guilt trip was about because I think I read the wrong synopsis. It's about Rachel, who had a crush on her childhood best friend. They didn't end up together. They're now married to different people, and Rachel's husband's brother is getting married, and Rachel can't stand her new sister-in-law for some reason. It's very slow. It's a very slow burn. The suspense is really built up. I really enjoyed this book. I'd give it a 4 stars. The mystery element doesn't come in until much later. It's more of a contemporary with like a hint of mystery, if that makes sense. It's like it follows the lives of these people who are really messy and do really horrible things, but the mystery element doesn't come until much later. The next book is All Her Little Secrets. This was also one of my favorite books of the year. I initially thought about giving it a 4.5 stars, but now the more I the more I think about it, the more I like it, and I will give it a 5 stars because it really made me feel. I cried while reading this really one emotional part in this book. Anyway, it's about this woman who gets to the office one day and sees that her boss, who's also her lover, committed suicide. Her co-workers are trying to promote her even though her boss just died. And when she gets to the funeral, she sees that none of her co-workers were there, and she feels like something's really fishy going on about the company she works for. It was really, really good. And there were a few scenes that were so emotional. And there was this one time that I actually cried when reading it. It rarely happens, but I cried. So 5 stars. Fast paced, but also emotional. I don't know how the author pulled it off, honestly. The next book is Pride and Premeditation. It's a Pride and Prejudice retelling with a murder twist. It's about Elizabeth, who wants to be a detective or a lawyer, actually, I think. And she starts investigating the murder of someone. I forgot who. And Mr. Bingley is arrested for the murder, but she believes that he's innocent. Darcy is also investigating it because he wants to prove his friend is innocent, and they like butt heads. It's very cute. I really like the romance more than the mystery aspect. That's why it's a 3 stars. If it's a Darcy Elizabeth book retelling, it's gonna have a hate to love romance. So yeah, it is fun, quirky. I loved all the characters. Okay, my phone ran out of battery, so I have to re-record this part. And I can't find my glasses without my glasses, so I'll be blind for the rest of the video, I guess. Okay, the next book is Temple House Vanishing. Oh, we were talking about Temple House Vanishing. Um, yeah, so the main girl forms this friendship with this other girl who also goes there, and something goes wrong, and the main girl disappeared. And like in the present tense, you like see people trying to uncover. I think it's her sister who's trying to uncover what happened to the main girl. I enjoyed it, 3 stars, but also kind of forgettable. I'm not gonna lie. And Goodreads says it's the New York Times best thrillers of 2021. I don't see it honestly. Maybe like New York Times likes it because they are known to be really honest, right? Oops. Okay, anyway, it's the next book. The next book is The Last Witness. It's about this girl who was in a horrific mass murder situation, but she remembers nothing. So she might be going to jail because she's one of the main suspects, but she is also a witness. And like you go back in time and you see like what's happening and what happened on this trip. I kind of hated the ending. Okay, like that's why it's a 2 stars. The ending got it that the ending got the star count to be that low. I honestly don't have anything to say about this book. Okay, the next book is Like Me. It's about this Instagram influencer who's not that popular, and she like sees this girl on Insta, and she like obsesses over that girl. But the girl goes missing, and like she starts investigating what happened to the girl, but the thing is, no one remembers that the girl existed. I see what the book was trying to do. It was like trying to say, yeah, people become famous, but like 2 seconds later, no one remembers them. I get the point the book was trying to make, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed the book. 2.5 stars. The First Day of Spring. It's about this woman who murdered two people when she was young, but you also see why she murdered it, because her mom made it seem like that death wasn't permanent. Because whenever like her father used to go to jail, her mom used to be like, he died, but he would come back whenever he was out of jail. Then he would go to jail again, and like the circle would repeat. So like she killed people when she was younger, and you can see how she was abused by her mother. And in the present day, she has a child, and she's very scared that she's going to lose the custody of her child because of the murder she committed when she was younger. 2 stars again. I really can't explain why I didn't enjoy this book. I genuinely can't explain why I deeply disliked this book, because there was nothing that was like repulsive about it, but I still do not feel like this deserves more than a 2 stars from me. Like, it has a pretty good average as well. It has a 4.05 on Goodreads, which is massively successful considering it has 4,375 reviews. I genuinely can't explain. I genuinely can't explain why I didn't like this book. Like, all I see are 5-star reviews. Like, I wanna be one of those people who connected with this book, but I just didn't. Okay, this just wasn't my thing. Okay, I don't know why. I really don't know why, because it seemed like something I would really enjoy. Okay, the last book in this video is The Omen Outside My Door. It's about this woman whose child is talking to this old lady everywhere, but like no one really believes that the old lady is real, because the child has a tendency of like having imaginary friends, so everyone just like brushed it off. But the main character feels like someone's stalking them. This was interesting. 2.5 stars, I guess. Uh, Nothing really memorable, honestly. That's why it's a 2.5. Why did I pick this book up? That is a great question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I heard about this. I don't know why I picked it up. This video is ending on a really depressing note, but thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and tell me if you liked this series.